is very timely as we are in the midst of boat show season, and we have a fabulous speaker joining us here today. Matt Sellhorst is the author of the only business building book for boat dealers, Marine Marketing Strategies. He has been featured in Soundings Trade Only, Boating Industry, and was recognized as the 2014 Boating Industry's Movers and Shakers edition in the Bold Move section, along with the industry veterans such as Tommy Hannock and Dale Martin of Sportsman Boats and Rick Lee of Centurion. Sellhorst started in the boat business as a no-boat selling son of a gun, but soon became a top producer at 6 location dealership. There he created and proved that sales and marketing systems he now teaches, where he helps honest and ethical boat dealers in 4 countries sell more boats at higher margins without wasting time or money. Please join me in welcoming Matt Sellhorst.
Hey everybody, how you doing today? Good. The other day, my wife and I, we were watching Alaska: The Last Frontier. Does anybody watch that show? I love it. The Kilcher family, if you haven't seen it, they're homesteaders in Alaska, and basically they live off the land. And in this particular episode, they were processing their cow for the winter. And one of the things they kept saying over and over and over was, we want to honor the animal. We want to use every single part. So if you look, not only did they take the meat, but they made soap from the fat. They used the hides and some concoction on their building to make it more weatherproof. And they even took all the blood and the guts and they put it in their compost heap to fill their garden for the next year. So as I was watching this, it got me thinking, my mind kind of looks odd. And I said, as I was putting this presentation together, how can boat dealers and how can everybody that's presenting at the show honor the boat show and squeeze the most possible profit out of that experience and that effort and that investment? So today I want to give you a bunch of ideas that you can use to honor the boat show, to squeeze every single opportunity out, whether you're a dealer or whether you're representing a marina or a boat yard. How many people are presenting at the boat show, or exhibiting at the boat show? Okay, good. So I'm focused on dealers, but even if you're not a dealer, if you're at the show, treat this like a buffet line. You should be able to take something that I give you and adapt it for your situation. If it doesn't fit, just ignore it. But this is a buffet line. Take what you like and use it. So over the next 50 minutes or so, I'm going to give you 5 tools to use at this year's boat show. I'm going to give you what I feel as a dealer is the best question to use at the show. And I'm also going to explain the number 1 mistake I see over and over when I mystery shop boat shows and talk to dealers, and show you how to avoid it. This morning, I'm going to show you how your online dealership can drive more quality leads and help your salespeople sell more boats at higher margins. Our consumers are going online more often these days, aren't they? We all know this. And this means there's an enormous opportunity to improve your online presence, what I call your online dealership. Now, you may find as we talk today that I'm a little bit contrarian, I'm a little unconventional. You're not going to hear me talk about Facebook or Twitter or social media being a magic bullet. I'm even going to tell you that the goal of your online dealership is not to sell boats. Now, you may say, well, that's not unconventional, that's just crazy. That's how we make our money. But let me ask you a quick question. Who in here, raise your hand if you've ever sold a boat from your dealership website, from your social media presence, from Boat Trader, or even eBay, without the help of a salesperson, a phone call, an email, some sort of help from a salesperson? Yeah, your online dealership, the internet, drives leads, but salespeople sell boats. And not only that, your online dealership, it can help your salesperson make a higher margin sale. It can have no impact whatsoever. And in some cases, it can even hurt their opportunity to make a high margin sale. For my coaching members, what I teach them and what I think the goal of your online dealership should be is to create more quality leads and position your salespeople to make higher margin boat sales with less resistance. So you may be wondering, if that's the goal, what do we need to do different? Convert more prospects and increase your margins. Well, to kind of set the stage, this is what I call the educational spectrum of a boat buyer. And I told Courtney at the break that her presentation, we couldn't have planned to put this concept together any better, but I don't know if you can read it. I'll try to walk through it. This is the continuum that every single boat buyer goes through when they buy a boat. There was an article in Boating Industry about this that I wrote the other day. The prospects first gets the idea at A, and then they go through a process to Z where money changes hands, okay? So these are the steps. Prospects gets the idea to buy a boat. Hey honey, what do you think about buying a boat? Then they start gathering basic information informally. A lot of that's done online. Maybe they go to a boat show, maybe they come into your dealership, but they're just kind of kicking the tires. They ask friends for recommendation. They're looking for recommendations from people that know what they're talking about. They start doing some serious research. Again, a lot of it's done online. Some of it may be done in your showroom, some of it may be done in a boat show. They narrow their choices by a process of elimination. So I want a pontoon and not a deck boat. I like these types of manufacturers, but not those types. I like these dealers, but not those dealers. And then they start narrowing on their favorites even more. So I've narrowed it down to 2 dealers that I really like. I really like these 2 manufacturers. Then they make the decision to buy the boat, but not who to buy from or what to buy. So they go from maybe we should buy a boat to we are buying a boat, right? So now they've changed from we're thinking about it to we're going to do it. And then they're waiting for the timing to be right. And when the timing's right, then the money changes hands. Now, this can happen in a day. Hey honey, we should get a boat. Let's go to the dealership today. They get with a great salesperson and they buy a boat that day. They're on the water for the weekend. If you get a chance, do it, obviously. But more than likely these days, what's happening is they get that idea and it takes weeks. It takes months. It takes years for them. The first time they go to Boat Trader to look at a boat, to the time they actually buy the boat, it could be years. And so that's important. So these are the 5 things that when I first started that I struggled with, and as I talk to dealers and brokers around, I hear that they're struggling with it as well. And the first one is slow traffic. Like I said, when I entered the boat business back in 2009, I knew one of the things I needed to be successful was a lot of opportunity. I wasn't a great salesperson. I didn't have a great amount of product knowledge at the time. And I was starting with a book of business and clients and referrals of 0. So I really needed to get that slow traffic issue taken care of. We all know when we don't have people to talk to, when we're sitting at our desk just waiting for that phone to ring, and you're waiting for somebody to walk through that front door, you're waiting for your email to ding, you got mail, because you don't have any quality prospects to sell to at that time, it's just demoralizing. It's embarrassing as a salesperson just to be sitting there and have nobody to sell to. So that's one of the biggest things that I hear from dealers all the time and that I personally struggled with. The second, there's 2 lumberjacks that are competing for the world's greatest lumberjack. One of them's this big, brawny guy that swings a big, huge axe, and the other guy's a little bit smaller, and nobody really gives him a shot at winning. So they start cutting down the trees, and the big guy, he's just working, just nonstop, because he knows hard work is the only way to win. So he's just working. The smaller guy, he works really hard as well, but every hour or so he takes a break. Well, when it's all said and done, the judges count the trees, and it turns out that the smaller guy won. And then the big lumberjack, he can't figure it out. How could this possibly be? He asked him, how did you beat me, especially when you took all those breaks? And the smaller lumberjack said, hey, listen, I got a system. I work as hard as I can for an hour. And then I stop, rest, and I sharpen my saw. Let me ask you, when's the last time you stepped away from your boat business to work on the systems, to work on the tools that will help you recover that money that's just, one of my clients called it a spaghetti strainer, that's just falling through the spaghetti strainer in your business that you're missing out on? I encourage you to take the time and kind of step back from your business and develop these tools, because a proven selling system, it will increase your conversions, it will increase your margins, and it will increase your profit, your profit for your company. Thank you all very much.